our caucus, and we'll turn this back over to our board chairperson, Mr. Bellamy. Thank you very much, Desiree, for starting the recording.
Thank you,
Mr. Bellamy.
General Manager. Get that going. So the item number 2, we are going to pull H travel authorization New York.
So that's the plan for the meeting, and we're caucus now. Is that what you
Yep,
want to do?
that's the plan for the meeting, just so you know, word is, priority is getting the general manager.
Okay.
So let's go to 2A. This is still part of the consent agenda, but just want to make sure that we pull that. And now we are at item number 3.
Item number 3, Mr. Chairman, is a travel authorization that you previously approved. This is for our industrial waste coordinator to attend a conference sponsored by the EPA, and that was in October.
Okay. Item number 4.
Item number 4 is authorization to purchase Microsoft Office 365 annual license. This is for, things like Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, Teams, and our OneDrive. SHI International submitted a quote utilizing a New York State contract in the amount of $74,595.60. The Director of Information Technology has reviewed this quote and recommends approval.
Okay. Item number 5.
Morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everybody. This is Joel Renzoni. I'll be doing items 5 through 8. Item number 5 is the authorization to purchase a vehicle under the Onondaga bid. This vehicle is for our Green Infrastructure Department. It is a 2024 Ford F450 XL Crew Cab with a steel dump body. Myself, the forester, and the head motor mechanic reviewed this at a price of $85,154.07, and we recommend your approval.
Okay. Item number 6.
Item number 6, Mr. Chairman, is a report on bids received to purchase various new and unused steel products. Formal bids were advertised for the following steel products: 50 receiver top sections that are 6-inch, 25 4-inch dark curb boxes, 55-inch dark curb boxes, and 56-inch dark curb boxes. Only one company bid on this, so we are recommending rewarding this to EJ USA at a cost not to exceed $43,722. I have reviewed and recommended approval.
How are the boxes been? Have the people still been taking them, or how have we been with that?
It definitely has slowed down some, but it's something we're always dealing with. I think with the help of Buffalo Police, like getting them involved and talking to the scrap yards, it's slowed down, but it's still something we deal with. But right now, it's not as bad as it once was, like over the summer.
Item number 7.
Item number 7 is reports on bids received to purchase 3 new 2025 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 quad cab. We received, this was New York State Vehicle Marketplace mini bids were advertised. We received 5 bids, with Sawyer, Chrysler, and Dodge being the lowest bidder at $37,608 per truck, with a total of $112,824. These trucks will be used, 1 for our green infrastructure and 2 for our engineering department. Myself and the head motor mechanic reviewed these and recommend going with Sawyer, Chrysler, Dodge at a total price of $112,824. $824.
Item number 8.
Item number 8 is reports on bids received to purchase 5 new 2025 Ford Maverick XLs. These vehicles, also New York State Marketplace mini bids were advertised. We received 6 bids. Scorpio LLC Motors was the lowest at a price of $27,254.59 with a total of $136,272.95. These trucks will be used, 3 of them in our plant maintenance department, 1 for our ITEX and 1 for the boiler room. Myself and the head motor mechanic reviewed these and recommend going with Scorpio Greenwich Ford at a total cost not to exceed $136,272.95.
Item number 9.
Item number 9, Mr. Chairman, is change order number 2 to the mill race construction contract with Candy Company. It is a deduct change order in the amount of $60,000. We're recommending approval.
Okay. Item number 10.
Item number 10, Mr. Chairman, goes with that deduct change order. It is certificate of acceptance and approval of the mill race real-time control project with a final total of $5,737,370.04. And again, we are recommending.
Item number 11.
Item number 11, Mr. Chairman, is contract renewal and modification for change order number 2 for the wet weather operation optimization and real-time control coordination system implementation. This is our system for synchronizing our real-time control projects throughout the city and to optimize those so that we can store in locations in North Buffalo when South Buffalo is getting a snowstorm, as happened this week. And it is a change order in the amount of $1,573,400.
With this high amount, the consultant, or we didn't see this in the beginning of this original contract?
So this is year 5 of 6. The original authorization, it's a 3-year and then 3 additional 1-year extensions. So this is the second 1-year extension of that contract. So the original authorization amount was anticipating that first 3 years, and so we're now into the extension period.
I get that, but I guess I question why the amount? Was it an increase in cost for material or something that we didn't foresee? Only because it's just a high amount.
It is a high amount.
The change or extra work.
So part of it is that some of our real-time control facilities, such as at Bird and Lang, are now coming up on a decade being in service. And so part of this is changing out equipment that's now a decade old. And so you'll see that first number is $756,300. That's a lot of that is changing out to the current technology and replacing those aging pieces of equipment.
Item number 12.
Item number 12, Mr. Chairman, is extension of the contract for Freely Hansen and TY Lin for the program management services. It is in the amount of $9,998,903 for the 2025 calendar year. Again, this is an extension. It is not a change order. This was always anticipated that year to year we would renegotiate what we anticipate them doing in the following year. This coming year in particular, we are looking at significant public participation as we roll out the Queen City Clean Waters plan and really bring it out into the community and get feedback from the community, while at the same time beginning the design phases of several projects that are um, in the $30 to $100 million range. Jay is pointing me to the East Delavan site. This is one of the sites that is being done in conjunction, but there will be two others that are entering more detailed design this year, and then two additional ones that are going to be going into preliminary design this year, in addition to about a dozen smaller sites this coming year.
And we have consultants here today that will be giving a presentation after this.
We do recommend approval of that.
Item number 13.
Item number 13, Mr. Chairman, I spoke of the work that our program management folks are doing, and some of that preliminary design is the state environmental quality review process, and this is the negative declaration of that process for the Breckenridge Street combined sewer overflow control project. This project entails rerouting flows on Breckenridge that currently overflow to the Black Rock Canal, to the Scoojacqueta Tunnel, and in the process also replacing an 1848 sewer that is of an age that we anticipate we would need to replace in the very short future anyways. And so we're trying to do two benefits at the same time. And again, we do recommend adoption of that negative declaration.
All right, item number 14.
Item number 14, Mr. Chairman, is a negative declaration for the impacts of a modification project at Genesee Street. This is at the edge of Schiller Park. And it is modifying an existing structure that where overflows actually occur into the storm system. And so it is ultimately, it will be underground, but there will be modifications made to the existing system of application. And again, we do recommend adoption of this negative declaration with project in advance. Item 15, Mr. Chairman, is negative declaration for modifications in Colorado and the Scoojacqueta Street. This is again a site where we've actually downsized the scale of the project in because of existing issues at the site, but we are moving forward in such a manner that we can mitigate any impacts to the public. We need to deal with this site one way or another because of what's underground with existing infrastructure, and in the process, we are looking for ways that we can reduce the impact of our system on the community long-term as well, and reduce any chances of air release at that location.
Item 16.
Item 16, Mr. Chairman, again, it's an adoption of negative declaration. It is modifications at East Delavan, Bailey Avenue, the Kensington Expressway, and Michigan Avenue. This is a whole sequence of sites that the actual modifications being done are within the existing underground systems. And so they were lumped together because ultimately what the public will see is a bunch of homes around manhole while we're working. The work is being done underground to modify the existing structures. And again, we do think that you should adopt this in a negative declaration. Recommend, that's a fancy word.
Was there something in the item?
There is.
I thought so.
Mr. Chairman, supplemental item 16-1 is the series 2024 bond anticipation note, Breckenridge Street CSO project. This note will allow us to enter into a financing agreement with the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation. It is in the amount of $36.7 million. We do have a $10 million WQIP grant application with the New York State DEC pending. We're hoping to hear back in the next couple of weeks. That would lower the amount of long-term debt that we take on at the end of this project to 26.7 million. We recommend approval of these items.
And the last part will be our adjournment, but I think at this time, what we wanted to make sure we do is have Clementine Group speak to the board.
Yeah.
So Mark, I'm gonna stop sharing, we'll give you that.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Glasgow.
Click on slide, the slideshow. They give you full screen.
All right.
Now I'll give rid of
Okay.
participants here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Glasgow, Community Engagement Manager with the Clementine Gold Group. Clementine Gold Group is a equity-based consulting firm based here in Buffalo, providing services and training, planning, strategy, as well as community engagement. We are happy to be the lead community engagement partner for BSA's East Delavan Sewer Improvements Project. And I'm here today also with Rebecca from Hazen.
Hi.
To give a brief overview of our preliminary community sentiment report regarding this project. And we'll start with a little bit of what the background is as far as the different options for this project.
Sure. Hi, most of you met me last month. Thanks again for having us this month. For those who don't know me, I'm Rebecca Shaw from Haven Sawyer. So we have two options that we're looking at, two viable project alternatives for the East Delavan Sewer Improvements Project. This is at Spillman Place. That's what's shown over here. And we have, you go to the next slide. You know, I think maybe the sharing is, let's try resharing. We have two options. One is within the right of way of East Sullivan Avenue, and the other is
I'll try to share.
and the other one is a deep tank alternative, and that's located primarily on Canisius University property. Both alternatives will achieve the required 1.5 million gallons of combined sewage storage temporarily before it's redirected through the Skidjackway Tunnel and back here to Bird Island. So Clementine Gold Group has been in the community and they developed a preliminary community sentiment report because we want to get the community's feedback, meet the community where they are, understand what option is preferable to them, because this is in a residential neighborhood. It's amidst the college campus. And so this is just a preliminary summary of what we have.
So for those of you sitting in the room, try to share this again.
You know what, click off use presenter view, that might be it. He hit from the beginning, so I don't know what was going on. I wonder why. I mean, you're about to talk about what's in front of us anyway, so we good.
Just go to the pamphlet.
There you go.
Okay. So, yes, so for those of you in the room, you have a copy of the draft report of the preliminary community sentiments report that we have compiled together. And it is a summary of our strategy, methodology, key findings, and recommendations based from the outreach that we have conducted between August and October of this year. Some of the key findings that we have detailed in the report include that there is a significant support for the deep storage tank option. But we also found that residents have raised concerns regarding its impact on homes and neighborhoods. And these issues that a lot of people in the residents, a lot of residents have brought up, they include concerns about vibrations, odors, accessibility challenges, potential problems with pest control, and the necessity for coordination with other large-scale local projects happening in the area. And that is certainly something to be mindful of to minimize any compounded effects. We also went out into the community and surveyed residents for what they would like to see as far as trees to be planted towards the end of this construction project. And they were very happy to weigh in on that. What we found from our survey, we surveyed about 300 residents over the summer, and there was a strong interest in tree planting, and the preference overall was for the eastern redbud and the Japanese lilac species. So people were very vocal about what trees they preferred from the three options that we gave them that were on the table. Residents also had a strong favorability for using betterment funds for neighborhood beautification and infrastructure upgrades. So they definitely had a preference for seeing beautification as far as sidewalks, new roads being paved in the area, as well as the infrastructure upgrades, including the water lines going into their homes. So they were very vocal about that as well. So based on what we've seen from the community and what they have given us as far as their feedback, we are recommending emphasizing continued clear communication as well as proactive mitigation of any resident concerns, including making sure that there is a plan to address any potential concerns with pest control, because a lot of people had a very strong concern about that, as well as the ongoing community engagement that we are putting together right now with the East Delavan Advisory Committee. And that committee is going to be a collaboration between the community members and the Buffalo Sewer, and is serving to ensure that there is consistent and structured feedback and insights as well as recommendations for
When you said pest control, what's your recommendation to how you want to handle that?
So, yeah, the recommendation was just to make sure that the contractor maintains a plan to control that.
So they will give you the plan, something proactive that we would know about in advance?
Yes.
Yeah, so we will put in our contract documents, a specification for specifically for pest control, rodent control.
Mhm.
We had, like, Hazen has some examples that we've used on other New York City DEP projects where they had a similar issue. And so we'll take that language and put it into this project so that the contractor is obligated to do, and, you know, these things that we've stipulated.
Okay, so you give that direction to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, and as far as pest control, a lot of people had concerns about being informed ahead of time to be able to make their properties themselves. They definitely want enough notice to be able to protect their properties from any potential pest issues. So, yeah. So we are forming the East Delavan Advisory Committee, as I was saying, and it's going to inform the development and the implementation phases of the project. And this will also serve as a space for the project design team to give updates on the status of the design, construction, as well as the timeline of the project. And the members of the committee will be expected to take what they're learning on the committee and go out into the community and serve as proud ambassadors of the project. The committee is going to kick off next week on Thursday. And my team and I, as well as with Hazen, we are putting together that kickoff session right now, and we're quite excited to be moving towards that.
Where is that session going to be?
It's going to be at the Beverly Gray Exchange Center, 334 East Utica Avenue, on the corner of Utica and Jefferson. If you'd like, I'd be happy to share those details.
You did share the other one. It's too late for me to get it to the community, but as I'm looking at this key community leaders, is it too late to add a couple more, or is
No,
pretty?
not too late.
Okay. I would like at least 3 more to be added to this. And that is NAACP, the Urban League, and Community Services for Everyone.
Okay.
NAACP is Mark Blue.
Yes.
Urban League is Tom Buford. And Community Services for Everyone is Mindy Cervoni.
Just a point that, just so you're aware, Mr. Chairman, this is the stakeholder committee specific for this project. Several of those individuals have already been contacted for the overall Clean City Clean Waters.
No, I understand,
Okay,
but
I just
I'm
wanted to,
just looking at
understood, and
what's on
yeah,
here, and they're all impact those communities
Yes. understood.
that we're at, so that's the reason
I
why.
think we have to be mindful of overlap between members of the different committees. So
You're talking about the like key community leaders.
I'm talking about the key community leaders that I'm looking right here.
Yeah, not necessarily that these people would want to be in the monthly East Sullivan committee meetings.
No.
Yeah,
But they should be aware.
okay.
we can brief them, on the project and then a
Yes,
separate
yes.
meeting.
Yes, just so, because they all are in that community. So,
This is once a month, right?
Yes.
And time?
It'll be in the evenings. We're aiming for 5:30 to 8 o'clock. Second Thursday.
thank you.
All right, thank you guys very much. And so what we will do now is board will come out of caucus and then we'll get ready for the board meeting, all right? So I want to thank everyone here. We will see everyone at the board meeting. Thank you.